quick, fella.
And yes, it is the final word. And me and my boy Big Game James, we in the building, man. What's up with it, partner?
What's up, dog? I mean, it's a little new and improved. You feel me? We took a month hiatus. We took a little break.
Right.
Had to do some things. Last time we kicked it, we was in Dallas, the DF Dub, you know, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, man. I'm excited, man. You got the music banging, rocking in the background, the old school. It feel like this the Isley, like I'm feeling like I'm in the 80s, just chilling with afros and drinks in my hand and moving like this.
Yes, indeed, man. Like, listen, and everybody we showed in the intro is gonna be a part of the show. We gonna do it in different ways, man. But man, it's good that to see you again, man. And we got a lot to catch up on. So obviously we got training camp and stuff like that. So I guess what's your thoughts, and then we can go back and forth on that.
Oh man, I mean, it's getting ready to come up, so I'm excited about that. The veterans are about to blend in with these rookies. Rookie mini camp just got over with, so I'm just really interested to see really what these rookies are going to do against these veterans. You know, how they're really going to transition. You know what? You know, Ezekiel has been doing a lot of videos. I'm interested to see what he's looking like. So I really want to see what Tyron Smith, the La'el Collins, when they get to camp. I'm really just interested to see what those guys are looking like. But I'm excited about these rookies that we have so far.
Yeah, me too. Because I think one of the things, you know, we kept hearing, man, is we lack dogs. We lack dogs, and we lack dogs. They got the dogs, bro.
I mean, first of all, we talked about it a long time ago. Remember when we talked and we said, will we be mad if Micah Parsons was our first pick,
right,
in the draft? And we said no. We both said no. We wouldn't be mad at that pick. We've been talking about linebackers for 2 years now.
Right.
We've been talking about Dallas need linebackers. They need quality depth. That guys are headed out. We knew Joe Thomas wasn't coming back. I said he wasn't coming back. Sean Lee, it was his time to go, and they didn't have any depth. And then when you look at Francis Bernard, and then you still have Luke Gifford, I mean, that doesn't jump out as anybody great. And then they lost even Justin March, so they really didn't have anybody. So for me to get a guy like Micah Parsons, who really, boss, was only played 2 years, man. He played a true freshman year, a true sophomore year, and then sat out his junior year. So that's young, just fresh, just dog. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's got the attitude, because I told you, man, when he got drafted, he really just embedded the Cowboys. He's eating it. He's been talking about it since last year. This is where I want to be. So I just feel like, dog, if he just comes out and turns up like a first couple games, get maybe a couple sacks, get a 10-tackle game, I think that defense will follow him no matter who is out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, They definitely got the dogs. We got Bishop in the house. Bishop said something. I definitely want to get your thoughts on this big.
Okay.
He said, I'm excited about Kevin Joseph getting baptized by Cooper, Lamb, and Gallup. It's going to be a crash course. And I absolutely agree. You know, it's one of the best things that's going to get all our cornerbacks prepared is every day going against those weapons.
Here, my thing is, I want that. I want him to get cooked. Yeah. I want him to get cooked. I want him to get ate all up by CD, Gallup. I want them to cook him because the more cooking you getting, the better you're going to be getting as well. So I want all that fire, and it's the good thing about it is that they're coming in to a team that's not bare. You feel me, boss? They're coming into an organization that they were a high draft pick, right? But they're not coming against them and playing against scrubs. You feel what I'm saying? Like you see a lot of teams that might be top 10, and then when those guys are high draft picks, they're playing against people they feel like they can really beat and compete against already. You're not coming into Dallas right now at Kelvin Joseph and Nashawn Wright and all you other rookies coming in to some bad players. You coming into top of the line players. You coming against dogs and animals that are going to come against you every single play. And you got a quarterback and running backs that are going to attack you. So it's a different situation with these guys coming in because they're coming in with a really good offense already ready to attack them, and that's what you want.
Yeah. I mean, I feel good about the D, man. The more I've been sleeping on it, I feel better. And we was on Twitter together, and somebody asked, I can't remember who, but you remember this question? They said, what's your confidence in the defense on a scale of 1 to 5?
Yep. I was going to say 2. You said 2.5. I said I'm going to go with you because that's halfway.
Yeah.
I'll go halfway because of the hope. I'm going halfway because of the hope. Now, when I see a Brent Urban, I feel like Brent Urban, he can help. I don't know about Carlos Watkins. I feel like there's going to be a lot of competition for him to make the team, and he ain't got a type of contract they can keep anyway. So the more competition, the better. The Tristan Hill, he's got to go. He's got to step up. Right. And now they're talking about having Osa Ogadizua playing that 3 tech. So now we were sitting there thinking he was going to play the 1 solely and maybe switch back and forth, but he was going to play that 1. Now we're hearing that they were really repping him at that 3. So what does that tell you? They like him as the pass rusher as well. So that's more influx at that position. And then you got big boy Bohannon up in there. So it's going to be some good competition that I want to see. And but still, right now, it's not a dominant line, and you have a lot of what is, boss. That's why you got to give it a 2 or a 2.5. There's some talent there, but it's not proven.
I'm finna mess with you, right?
What's that?
I'm finna mess with you. Just get
ready.
Do that. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You sure you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What you think it is?
Lord, I mean he's got a blueprint, right?
Right.
I mean he's got a blueprint on how to do it. He's got a blueprint of what he wants, and you see Dan Quinn's imprints were heavily in this draft. Exactly. He was able to really get what he wanted. So that's telling you the Cowboys are backing off, and just like they did with Ron Marinelli. We already talked about this though, boss. Yeah. That the Cowboys are doing the Ron Marinelli apologist tour. They're doing the apologist tour. We're sorry, Rod. We didn't mean to really get rid of you. We really liked how you made those players run hard to the ball, even though it wasn't great players. Sometimes we love the all-out effort you made them do. The family you preached. We love that, and we saw how bad we missed it when Mike Nolan came aboard. So we need to get a guy like that again to make this team feel better like it was going before. And that's the thought pattern. And that's why Dan Quinn came in. And already, this is my thing. I'm not jumping up and down and drinking the Kool-Aid, but like I said before, boss, when we talked about 2 weeks ago when we had the whole panel on, I said I am excited for the fact that I like how he's came in with the plan. He's come in affirmative. He's came in sure. He's come in with already a thought of what I want to do and what I want to accomplish. He's already hands-on. I'm not saying Mike Nolan ain't never been no hands-on dude. But honestly, you can tell the difference, boss. You can tell the difference in coaches. Mike Nolan might get out there and be hands-on, but it's different. Dan Quinn played freaking defensive tackle for a small school, dog. He's like 6 foot. He was like 185 pounds, 200 pounds. And he was playing defensive tackle. And he led her 3 years. I don't care if it was a small school. So he's a grunt. He's a guy that likes being in that action. He's the guy that wants that hands-on. He wants to be able to be able to look you in the eye and be able to where do we need to go to get better.
He's that like type of believer.
I mean that's just what I feel.
Yeah. You sound like you feel optimistic about Quinn. Really does.
I'm optimistic for the simple fact that they're giving him the reins. And I just feel like the Cowboys need a family atmosphere type guy, a guy that can really put his hands in there and say, let me get dirty with you guys. I think the Cowboys play better with that. And you yourself said that Jalen Smith was going to have a better year. I think Dan Quinn will be one of the reasons why he does have a better year, because Dan Quinn will put him in positions to make him better and put him in positions to succeed. And I think Dan Quinn will find the right kind of maybe spice when it's needed to jump in there and do that, where I feel like maybe Mike Nolan didn't do it. And I feel like there was a disattachment, dog. You could see it. You could feel it, dog. You could see it when Mike Nolan, it didn't even matter with the COVID. It was a disattachment, whatever, if that's even a word.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. We'll make it a word. So check this out. Did you hear the Sean Lee interview?
Yes, I did.
All right. See, because it's been a while since we did a show, bro. So it's some stuff we need to talk about.
All right.
So, because I've been saying, man, I never believed that they was going to go to that 3-4. I've been thinking about it, and I just stopped buying it, right? And so, because remember, Big, now me and you always been on top of this, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about this because we was doing Saturday shows during the season, right?
Right.
Jerry Jones came out and he said his biggest regret of the whole season was going from that 4-3 to that 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no way possible that could come away as the biggest regret. So I was looking at it from that, and I already started being like, I ain't buying it, especially when they did us like this, because we talked about this almost every Saturday on the show when we was doing final words and final takes. Last year, McCarthy came out and he said that we was going to run a 4-3. And he told us we not going to make our players fit our scheme. We're going to adjust our scheme to the players. Well,
right.
We know that wasn't true. That's why Jerry came out, like you said earlier, on a Rod Marinelli apology tour, where everything has been reversing, you know. And check this out. Hopefully this play, but check this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if this play.
When I came in this facility, I'm like, I get to be a Cowboy? Are you kidding me? In this facility, in this state, with the support that we can get.
Here it is.
And even through all my injuries, I don't know if we didn't buy in, but we knew early that we weren't playing defense the right way. I mean, you look at some of the games and the rush yards we gave up. Some of the times, our offense early was playing great. Dak was playing unbelievable, and we weren't able to support them. I'll say this, though. We did fight as the year went on, and defensively, we slowly got better and better. Now, I think with Dan Quinn, kind of going back to a defense we've played.
You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
He said, now with Dan Quinn going back to a defense.
To a defense that we played.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, we've been said this. We've said this time and time again.
Yep.
They wanted to go right back to the Rod Marinelli. They felt like they probably really didn't want to move on from Rod Marinelli, but it was just one of those things where too many people from the media, too many people were clamoring like we're done with Rod.
Right.
We ain't hating. And so since the contract was up, they didn't have to fire him. So it was just like, okay, well, we're just going to go in another direction. We really want you back because we like what you really do, but there's too many people in the media talking about this Rod Marinelli thing. And I feel like that's why they said we're just going to go our separate ways.
Right. And that's the knock on firing coaches is sometimes you throw away the baby and the bathwater. It's just true, right? because not all the coaches under Garrett was bad coaches. Like, I liked Brown, the running back coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? I liked obviously Rod. You know, it was some coaches that was pretty good. Just like if they got rid.
I mean, I like the offensive line and coach. I like Colombo.
Yeah, Colombo.
I mean, when they got Mark Colombo.
That was solid.
I like Mark Colombo. I mean, I didn't hate on Chris Richard. I didn't hate Chris Richard.
Me neither.
I didn't hate him.
I
felt like there need to be some different things. But here's the thing, though. When you see one thing, you see it all year, you don't know.
Right.
But then when you listen to other things, or you listen from the coach and he says, well, I ain't making no excuses, but sometimes when you want to run this type of defense, you can't if you ain't got the players that you really want to do it with, just keeping it real. Like, so it makes you think on things where it's like, well, why wasn't doing that? Well, you also got to look at the players. And we also see that the players that the Cowboys have, they're average.
Yeah.
So you can't really do a lot of things that maybe some of these other defenses do because you don't maybe have those players to do it with. So hopefully with this new influx of the rookies from last year and these young guys from this year, and hopefully some of these free agent guys like the Keanu Neal, Damontae Casey's probably going to have some competition at that free safety spot now.
He will.
No. Who else? I think he will. I think they're going to push that Izzy. I think they're going to push him hard, dog, and they're going to give him every opportunity. I ain't saying he's ready. I said they're going to give him every opportunity.
Yeah, I'm kind of sore on safety, but they,
I mean, I'm sore on it too, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. I guess they feel like, I guess they feel like, they got Damontae Casey. They probably feel real good with that because of Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn makes them feel better with that because it was his guy. And then even Keanu Neal, it was his guy. And then when you look at, I'm telling you, dog, they're really going to push this Izzy cat, dog. Like, they're going to push him hard. And if he shows any kind of anything, you just watch.
Yeah, they already pushing it, and Barry Church came out and talked about that he looked good, but we all knew that. Like, he moves well. He's not fast, but he plays with good body control, and that's one of the first things I talked about when I saw him is his body control. He plays over his toes. He has good turns. He comes out his break. He doesn't have dead steps. That's what that's important, not to have what's called dead steps. That's where you take more than one step to break, and he doesn't do that. So he mechanically, you can see it. I just don't trust most corners to make that transition. I think it's
well. See here's where I'm gonna jump back and push back on that. I went back, see, when I did my videos on all these players except Kevin Joseph and a few other guys, I looked on Israel. Right. When he was in high school, he was a safety.
Okay.
He was one of the top rated safeties.
That made me feel
coming
better.
Out of high school. Okay. So he was a safety. He played some offense, but he chose to switch to defense and he chose to go to safety. So he was playing safety at a high level in his high school. So that's what made me feel better, boss. I had to go back because, when they first drafted him and they said they were going to convert him, I got pissed off because we already seen what happened with Reggie Robinson. He's already back at corner. They had him at corner, switched him to safety. Now he switched him from safety. Now he's back to corner. And I thought they're going to play the same game with Izzy. But when I really look back and you played high school and you were playing safety, that was your position in high school and you were playing that's what you were getting recruited for. Right. So I feel better that what they were doing was he came as a safety, boss, to South Carolina. Right. He came as a safety. They moved him to corner because they wanted to use his length and the mismatch he was going to create. So that's what makes me feel better.
Yeah, that does make me feel better too. And see, I'm glad you went all the way back to high school. Shouts out to Big Game James, y'all. The man went all the way back to high school researching. I actually
That's what I do. Hey, not to cut you off, but I did it with Simi Fahelko. That was your guy. That was one of your guys that you loved in your draft. And so, so what I did was, after you talked to him, I hadn't really looked at him. I'm gonna keep it real. But after the draft came, and then you guys were talking about him, I went and looked at his tape, and I was really excited about him. Especially, I did a video on him against UCLA. He had a 16 catch, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, had the game-winning touchdown. Quick feet. That the quick feet is what I really noticed about him. But what I really was gravitating towards as well, I went back to his high school days, and when he came out of high school, he did a 2-year Mormon tour. He went to Korea for 2 years, and he was like 185 pounds, and he got up to like 225 when he came back. And he said it was a life-changing experience, grew a lot. He said one of the reasons why he declared early was because of his age. He's 23 years old because he took the Mormon trip. And that's one of the reasons why I declared early. So he's really mature for his, coming out, but 23 years old, but he's mature because he's done a lot of things that a lot of young people have, and you can notice the maturity. I guess the reason why I brought him up is because the Michael Gallup thing, when we talked about, Michael Gallup, he may leave, and we talked about the cap may be going back up with the TV deal, and they could probably still afford him. But what my thinking is, when I see this Simi cat, if he shows any kind of anything, if he said he don't mind doing anything, if he shows any kind of anything, because one thing I like about him too, Boss, is he played heavy in the slot. Heavy in the slot. And that's a big 6'4" playing in that slot with legit 4.3, 4.4 speed.
Yeah, man. Hey,
that's scary for you.
Yeah, I love it. And see, I wrote 2 articles big, and my boy William, a lot of people in the chat been saying what's up to you. So
what up?
They showing a lot of love, man. Everybody happy to see you. William Kill said, "Preach, BJ, BGJ." Yeah, yes, indeed. And see, and I love that pick. And actually, William said that was his favorite pick. He's close to my favorite. He's probably my second best pick. Yeah. When I think about it, he's my second best, because I've been lobbying for his type of receiver for the last 2 years, bro. I wrote 2 articles on Dak needing a supersized, Dak-friendly weapon, and that was basically saying he needed a big target that can run routes, and that's this guy. This also put pressure on Gallup. It's not a lot of pressure, but like you said, he got the measurables, he got the height. He's also a route runner at that size, So that is,
well, he's got to work on his tree, because he was doing a lot of just go routes and a lot of deep posts up in there because he was more the top out guy. But here's the thing: I know he's willing to learn, and I know he can learn that route tree. He's a type of, that's why and he went to Stanford. Stanford don't have dumb kids; they got smart kids. They're intellectual, and I think that he'll gravitate to it. I think him and Dak are going to get real close. I think they're going to have a bond, because Dak just brings the best out of everybody, and I feel like it was a great pick. Like you said, a slept-on pick in the 5th round, and you got him for that kind of value. That was a great pick. And shout out to my dog Tavis Banks for the $4.99. Holla. Says Simi can be MG 2.0 because he drops the ball too. Yeah, I feel you. But you know what? True. You can always work on those. You can see what happens. Hopefully that can get worked on, because if you got bad hands, that may just follow you. But T.O. didn't have the greatest hands, and he still had a pretty good career.
Yeah, and then, just like Keystone, him, he go break you down, pros and cons, because he does.
Yeah, he digs.
Yeah, he digs, and we just keep it in 100. He sometimes did have the drop seats, So and that's something you ain't gonna be able to do in Dallas. You gonna have a short leash if you play that type of ball. But I'm still super happy that we got him. So it's been a whole lot of stuff happening with this rookie camp. It's been a lot of discussions and different things. Obviously, the big boy that been going around is Cox, right? And it's been some debate. It's been some debates from very respectable people on what, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. The question is, should they even give it a thought? That's the question.
Yeah, I definitely feel, shout out to you and shout out to Okoye. You got a great show to breaking down the Cox thing. So OC as well. Y'all did y'all thing right there. But I will definitely say, man, going back to when I watched a video of him, watched tape of him. I did 2 videos of him and Boss. One when he was at LSU, and I did the other video when he was at North Dakota State. The biggest thing that I noticed, and this is where I could say he could be the safety, was because he's not physical. And I've been saying that from A1 day one. I said he's not a physical guy. I said that A1 day one.
Y'all listen.
If you looked at him
okay.
When you watched him at LSU,
right?
He was a guy that you could see naturally he could cover. They were flanking him out easy because they knew that's what he could do. They were flanking him out easy. But anytime a running back, anytime any kind of blockers came near him, he doesn't want that contact. You just go watch that North Dakota video that I had against him. Now listen, I'm not hating, but North Dakota is not okay like the SEC, right? So you should be getting 14 tackles in a game with that type of talent. You feel what I'm saying, Boss?
Yes.
When I was watching him in that game, when there were holes, he was there to meet the hole. He was seeing the play. He was seeing the running back. He was hesitating. He was going into the hole with his shoulder sideways.
Right.
There were times where he was missing tackles because he was coming in sideways. Dog, when I seen a kid come in sideways on my team on a block, I'm like, get your ass out. Because you telling me you don't want that work. You got to go. You got to meet that contact. You got to shed that block, and you got to make that tackle. And just go watch the tape. It shows it. He does not want the contact. He moves away from it. He doesn't like the physicality of it. And I'm not trying to knock him. It's just plain as day. You can see it. So that's where you can say you can transition him to safety because, number one, he's 6'3". He's 240, but he's a linear 240. You feel me? He's not like a stock. He's a linear 240. And if you watch him, go watch the tape once again at North Dakota State. They were flanking him out with slot receivers. They were flanking him all the way wide with receivers, running backs. That's what he was playing mostly. But when they stuck him inside, he didn't want to do that. I'm not hating, but he didn't want that contact. And it was too many times he would hesitate and wait. This is what I saw.
See, this is why I rocks with big game. See, because, bro, you know how many people don't say that? You know how many people act like he don't have no boo-boo on his game?
Yeah, because, I don't know. You know why it is.
I know. Yeah, but you tell him, though. I want to hear your side.
I mean, my side of it is, let's just keep it real. People in the media, if they're with the Cowboys or anything, they don't want to offend the players. They don't want to say anything bad to hurt their feelings or, anything like that. So they're always going to say the more positive than any kind of negative unless they start actually getting into real game action like year 2 or 3, or then they might say stuff, but they don't really go crazy even then. So I just feel like, they just do the overlooking thing and, pump it up. But I mean, and I'm not saying I'm even an expert, but I've played the game, Boss. I've coached it for a long time. I have scouted and I've scouted talent. I got kids right now that are playing major college ball. You feel me? No. I know I've coached too many of them. I've seen athletes and I know when a player doesn't like contact, they do certain things to show you that they don't want to do it. And that's what he has shown. At LSU, he showed it. He showed it at North Dakota State. And when you get in the NFL, you're going to show it too.
See, Big, this is why I get frustrated right here, bro. Because people be like taking shots at Cox the safety idea as if he's some stud linebacker. Like, you coach defense. The first responsibility of a linebacker is to stop the run. That's your first. Not to cover.
That's the first responsibility.
That's the first responsibility.
If you're playing linebacker, you got to tackle.
You got to.
And here's the thing: if you're playing weak side backer, you're supposed to be the one that's getting free. So you're going to be making a lot of the tackles because you're getting free, like with the mic. So, and that's what they're already envisioning him doing. So if that's the case, you're going to be coming in contact with people, man. You got to get physical in there. And when I seen it, I just wouldn't see that. So that's where my only worry is about when I see him on the field. Like, I want to see him against the guys. You feel me? That's why I'm eager for training camp, boss. I want to see him in camp because I have to see that, because if that's showing again like it showed in college, if it's showing again like it showed in college, I'm gonna have a little bit of worry right there, because you're gonna have to tackle in this league.
And that mean honestly, you're not made for linebacker, and everybody need to get on the Cox the safety train. There's no way you can play the linebacker position like he played at North Dakota State and LSU, and people seriously like, Jalen is on the bubble. Man, stop, bro. Cause of Cox, man, stop. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's actually super insulting, because as much as everybody got issues with Jalen, right? And I ain't got no problem with critique. I ain't got no problem, all right, with critiquing any player. You don't. Nobody says that he got tackling issues. What they say is he got assignment issues, and they say that he's slow to diagnose. It's a case to that. You can say that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody fighting that. But you ain't nobody gonna say he can't tackle.
No, he can definitely tackle, I think. But just like you said, the diagnosing of plays quicker, that's what has to happen.
Right.
And I think that's what where the frustration was, because, yes, you're getting a hell of tackles. And this is what I said before, even with Jalen Smith when he came out, okay? If you watched him his first year, after he set out, his first year, I said it like on my own podcast. I was like, man, Jalen's getting a lot of tackles, but it seems like he's getting these tackles like 5-6 yards after the line of scrimmage. So I remember, I think I seen him in a Denver game. I remember when that Denver game where Dallas just got blown out just ridiculously. Dak looked really bad. I think it was 2017. Jalen Smith had like 11 tackle game. But if you watch that game, half of those tackles were after the line of scrimmage. It was after the guy got through the line of scrimmage and he's coming in on the play. So, yes, when you just look in the box score, you're seeing 14 tackles, 15 tackles, 16 tackles. You're like, man, that dude was everywhere. But then when you really go watch the tape, it's like, hold up. He's not everywhere, but he's close to where it's at, but it's after the play. And the thing we loved about Sean Lee was he was able to see it, diagnose it quick, and then go in there and blow up the play and get the play behind the line of scrimmage. That's what we've been wanting Jalen to do, and we haven't seen it. So now the frustration, and now when you see the Micah Parsons, in my opinion, he's everything that the Cowboys wanted Jalen Smith to be pre-injury.
Right.
Just my opinion.
No, I feel you. And I think a couple of things, that's why I bet on Jalen. You saw me say that openly on Twitter. I bet on Jalen that he going to have a rebound year, because first of what Sean Lee said, right, that we going back to what we used to do, right? That's one. Two, one of the big things that is that it's going to be a simplified system, which he don't have to diagnose as much in that 4-3 because it's a one-gap system, right? And the investments that they made into that front. And my boy Anthony Turr, I see you in the building. He said, can y'all talk about Bohannon? Yeah, bro, you actually went right ahead of me, because that's exactly what I was going to talk about. And Quentin, the fact, and I don't think he going to be super instant impact, but that does help. He helps.
Yeah, so we can talk about him too.
Go ahead. Yes.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. Well, let's talk about Bohannon. Yeah,
so I think it helps. So I think the investments that they made, right? The investments that they made kind of, and it's a lot of investments, man. They invested in run stopping. They really did. Like, even Curse, bro. Like, when you look at Curse, like, and I know you looked at him. I'm more so talking to the people that's watching at other places, but go look
He's a big boy. He's a physical guy.
He's physical. Like, we got run stoppers. So, yeah, Anthony, he asked about Quentin Bohannon. So I'm going to say this about Bohannon. We still got to be patient with him. I would say with Boss and with Parsons. Like, as much as we invest in the defense, we got to remember these guys are very young. They go look like rookies, man. They gonna look like rookies. And I think our offense gonna have to carry us at least for the first 8 games. Now, if they just come out hot, bruh, we struck lightning.
Right. I think that's what we're all going to be looking like. But I totally agree with you. It's going to be growing pains. We're excited because there is talent. But it doesn't matter how much talent you have. We've seen talented guys in the league that are animals and dogs, and they get burned up like toast because this is the NFL now. It's going to happen. They're going to get you. But if you see progress, or if you see, I'm okay with a player giving up some plays here and there and that type of stuff. But if I can see from afar that hey, he's going to be good. Yeah, he gave up that play, but he's going to be good. So I'm cool with that. Like, that's what I want to still be able to see and feel. If we're talking about the Bohannon kid, one of the things that I got excited about with him was not just the size. He's a full 6'4", but he was 357 pounds and he dropped 20 pounds. That's exciting to me. That tells me that we don't have to maybe worry about him getting overweight, always being a weight issue. That's one of the things that's big to me, that he dropped 20 pounds to get himself ready. So I like that. Number two, he's got a really good, quick first step. I mean, his step off the line is very quick. And what you want at your tackle position, where it's the under tackle, the 0 or the 1, boss, you want them to be able to split that, either the A or B gap, and split it quickly, or as soon as you split it, they command that double team quickly. As soon as you command that double team, guess what? He says, I love being able to hold the double team because I love being able to get my linebackers free. I love being able to do that. I don't run from that responsibility. I eat that responsibility. My size says I'm that responsibility, and I run with it. So I think I love the attitude with these guys that have come in. Maybe we couldn't see the attitude with those guys last year because of COVID, and it's different this year. But I really love how these young rookies have gravitated and had some good trash talking already, saying, you know what, you're not running in Dallas no more. I like that. We need some more of that attitude and that doggish attitude, because too long and too far it's been Hollywood and yeah, we on film, we on camera. We need to get back to the basics, getting down and dirty.
Hey, and make sure y'all hit them likes, man. It's an algorithm thing, and we go
man,
talk about
get them likes up.
Yeah,
them likes is free. It don't cost nothing. People,
nothing.
It don't cost nothing to hit a like button, especially if you're in the building. We spitting good stuff up in here, man. So go ahead and like and support. So make it great.
And this is a brand new show that y'all gonna be seeing, man. It's gonna be seen.
Yeah, and it's hot already. I love it.
It's a lot coming from this. This is just the beginning of this one.
Yeah.
Gigi said the young guys need to play. Playing is the best experience to develop. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, see, what I want, Geach, is I want these guys to be patient. Like, I know how Cowboy fans are, man. We did it to Dak. Just look at how we did Dak, bro. Like, straight up. Like, that was crazy, big, that people in year 2 had year 8 expectations of our quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
but that's how Dallas is, though.
That is. It's big boy shoes. It is. When you put that star on you, it's big boy shoes. And excuses, we don't do that shit here, man. But
I want to ask you about a couple players before you change the subject right quick. I want to ask you about the Nahshon Wright. And I want to ask you about Chauncey Golston. Those are the two guys that maybe people, I feel like they reached on Chauncey, in my opinion. I still feel that way. I feel like Nahshon, they did reach for the fact that they probably could have got him later. I don't think he's a bad player. I just feel like you could have got him later. You didn't have to do third round. You could have got another player. Still probably could have got him later and still felt good. But what's your thoughts on first Chauncey Golston from Iowa?
Oh, man, bro. I hated the Chauncey pick, bro.
They hyping him, though.
I know they are. I don't give a damn, bro. I don't.
I mean, listen. Look at what you. And it's not. It's and now, see, this is not fair. This was not fair, boss.
He whooped. I'm gonna give you the pros and cons, bro. To me, now
who did he whoop? Because I know somebody who whooped him that's on the King team right now.
He whooped this dude.
I seen that dude whooping him.
I saw him whoop him, bro. So I didn't.
What game was it? Because I seen him pancake. I seen him get. Nebraska. I seen him. I was going to bring him up because when I saw him get drafted, when they picked him up, I said, "Hold up, he was pancaking Chauncey."
Hey, I saw some Olay. I'm just saying. I'll go watch it again.
Watch it again. He was pancaking Chauncey. That's what made me say, "Whoa."
I don't see what people see. You
Neither
asked
do
me.
I.
I don't see it. Like I
ain't
thought that was
hating,
I know you were hating. That you
See,
ain't got to
but
say
here's
that,
my
bro.
thing.
Because
Here's my thing with a
what
boss.
you doing is you speaking independent because you watch film, bro. See, listen, y'all. Big Game James got something called film breakdowns from BGJ, bro. Big Game James film breakdowns. When people put in that type of work, they go be able to tell you what's going on. When you watching film, especially the type of films that Big Game James is breaking down, he breaking down all 22. That ain't highlight study he doing. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it in him.
And here's the thing, they had Davion Nixon. I did a tape on him because I was saying, Dave might look at Davion Nixon, and this is what I said about Davion Nixon. And I'm not saying I'm anybody, boss, but when they were talking about, this is what they were talking about Davion Nixon. They were saying he was a first rounder. They say he was a first, mid-second. I said he's a third, fourth, later round. That's what I said. I didn't see what they were seeing. They said he was a dog, explosive, this and that. What round did he get drafted? He got drafted like 5th round.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then even with Chauncey Golston, they got him in the 3rd round. And that first highlight that you picked, when you put his breakdown, you said doesn't have the explosiveness off the line. That's the main thing I noticed. If you're playing defensive end, he's playing left defensive end, you better have some explosion. And he doesn't. They're saying he had pass rush moves. I didn't see him. I didn't see any kind of pass rush moves or a counter move. All I seen was a bull rush or he be quick off the ball. But if you stoned him, he didn't have a counter move. And if you're not explosive off the edge, you don't have a counter move. You're an average athlete, or you're backing up. If you're picked in the 3rd round, you're backing up DeMarcus Lawrence. You're not backing him up. And even Dorrance Armstrong Jr., we're not saying he's great, but he still got more explosion to me off the edge. And then Bradley and Nye still ran a 4.7, 4.8 like Chauncey did. But Bradley and I had more advanced pass rushing moves coming out of Utah, and that's factual. So where is he cracking the lineup? And now, did you hear how he said, I'm be a jack of all trades? That's why they're looking to slide him inside, because he's not going to have the effectiveness outside, and that's why they're talking about slide him inside and probably him being the real Tyrone Crawford type.
So, in my opinion, when I was listening to Will McClay and I was listening to Stephen Jones, he kept saying, and I kept hearing, my brother, we made decision that was best for our team. He said whenever we got to that time when it was to make a decision, we had to look at what was best for our team. So
I'm not saying I'm not cutting you off, but Reaper, I'm not saying that. Just my opinion, he's not better than Dorrance Armstrong Jr. I know Dorrance Armstrong Jr. They ain't showed Jack Poo these last 2 years. But as far as more explosiveness off the edge, I feel like Armstrong has it. He's not explosive off the edge.
Somebody tell
show me where he was explosive off the edge, just killing people.
Because I just ain't see it, and this sometimes happens.
And I could be wrong. I mean, exactly. But not on this. I'm not wrong on this.
Wrong on this.
I'm sorry. I'm not going. Even you can show me, and I'm still like, eh.
Yeah.
So that's just me.
Jay Qua say Chauncey wasted pick. That's tough. I mean,
he's not a wasted pick. He's definitely not a wasted pick, but he's a pick that in the 3rd round, I feel like if you're drafting in the top 100, you got to get on the field.
Bro.
You feel me? So if you're in the top 100, you got to get on the field. So where's Chauncey getting on the field this early? That's all I'm saying. He's not getting on the field.
And see, this is the deal, man. And this is what I was getting ready to say when I was talking about Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones drafted for budget. He was looking to replace people. Right? He was looking on who do I not have to pay because we drafted this guy. He wasn't doing what they did the previous year where they was getting the best players. Especially when you looked at some of the people that was just sitting there. Like the safety from Indiana. I mean, he was sitting there for down around 5 and 6. And they didn't touch him, bro. And it's like everybody named mama had a grade to where he should have been picked easily. And then there's no way, and I'm going to say this, Big Game James, because you said Quinn with his safety guys, and he got his guys. That bothers the hell out of me, bro. Because here we go. Yeah, I got my guy Neil. I got my guy Kazi or whatever his name is.
But you know that happens everywhere, though. When anytime you get a new defensive coordinator, they're going to always go after their dudes.
You right?
You know that. That's the first thing that they're going to do.
I hate it because
every team does. Bill Parcells, when he came over here, what'd he do?
Matter of fact, hold on. Bill Parcells is a little bit different.
Now how?
Bill Parcells, in my opinion, allowed for true competition.
Maybe not, maybe with certain players, but he's still coming in with. When he came in, he was like, I'm getting rid of all you guys. Y'all either going to do it this way or you're going. Or I'm bringing in my dudes. You see all them dudes that he brought in his people.
He did.
That's what they're always going to do. You feel me? Any new coordinator, and he has any guys that are still playing in the league that play for him, and they're for a free agent, I would do that. You would do that, boss. Come on.
You would,
yes,
bro.
you would.
You would,
bro.
Listen,
if I was a coach and I had a player that played for me, was a dog, and he was a good player, and he was young, and he was up for a contract, and I was the coach. Yes, I am.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what you also would do is you would be open for competition. You wouldn't have passed on Jamar Johnson 4 times from Indiana.
Yeah, I feel you.
See, that's what you wouldn't have done. You would have got your guy, right?
But Jamar Johnson was right. But Jamar Johnson was more of the strong safety, and maybe they feel like they have that in Donovan Wilson because Izzy's going to play free, and they don't have that.
Jamar was a free. He played that single, bro.
Dog, but he didn't have that range like that to me.
Hell yeah, he did.
Nah.
But
I could watch more. I
and that happens.
Could watch more.
Yeah, and you know me.
I could watch wrong games.
I tell you that happens. And see, I want to say this
because
we both keep saying that, and I want to explain that. Sometimes you do watch bad games, so you get bad assessments. Like because
that's why you got to watch multiple.
Right, but we can't. Like, especially when you're going through 400 candidates, you go probably watch 3 games, bro.
You be tired of shit, yeah. Trust me. Jason Ferguson, yes, that's what Jason Ferguson. That's the name I would have been on my tongue forever. Big boy Jason Ferguson. That was one of the first people he brought in that middle because he was going to do that 3-4. He brought Ferguson. He brought them guys from the Jets. He brought them dudes. That's what Parcells did. You feel me, boss?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people still talking about, like I said, I'm not saying Chauncey Golston is a bad, other people may like him. That's great. I don't dislike him. I just don't see where he's getting on the field this early. I just don't believe it. If he does, that's dope because that's great for the Cowboys. You feel me? That's not a bad thing if he gets on the field early, but I just don't see it as a top 100 pick and you're playing left defensive end. Only way you're going to probably get in is if you slide in the inside. But guess what? They got Tristan Hill at the 3. They got Gallimore at the 3, and now they're running Osa at the 3. So where's he going to play? You going to play the 1? That's the only place you're going to have to put on that weight and slide in there on maybe passing downs because he can. One thing he really can do is when they did slide him on the inside, boss, he could shoot the gap really well. He was very fast at shooting the gap. That's why I thought he was better inside than outside, but his size dictated more outside than inside.
Yeah, I mean – you asked about
talk to me about Nation Wright. Talk to me about Nation Wright. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why not? Talk to me about Nation Wright. Let me see what it says. Play stiff, off balance, and press coverage. Attack the ball is in his plus.
Yeah, it's his plus. That's a good assessment. He attacked the football well.
I don't think he's that stiff though.
Yeah, I saw stiffness. And
I don't think he's that stiff.
And people from what I was watching, the film I was watching, I like how
he's not slow.
No, I said it appears. I didn't say he was. I'm saying it appears. See, because it's one thing for a clock. It's one thing.
That's because he's long.
But people kept getting a step on him, bro. From my film.
Yeah, listen. I keep going back to this.
All right.
His 2020 tape, I watched his 2020 games, Stanford, UCLA, but I really went to his 2019 tape because that's where he played all year, right? Mm-hmm. And they had some good receivers in the Pac-10, but I pick specifically against Arizona State because he went against Brandon Ayuk. I keep talking about this because I felt like that's what I needed to see. Exactly. I need to see you playing against an NFL caliber type receiver, the guys that you're going to see in the NFL. And there's going to be guys better than Brandon. So this is a test. And one of the first things I noticed was he always played one side of the field, and when Brandon Ayuk came, he played the other side of the field. I was like, that was peculiar, but maybe, but that you played every other game that way, and when Ayuk came up there, you went somewhere else. That I was like, oh, maybe you didn't want that smoke. But at the end of the game, dog, fourth quarter, they was going at it, dog. They was battling, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Ayuk was giving him the business. He was killing him on that start and stop. Like he knew he could beat him because he started playing with him. You could see him, he was doing it in the routes. He was setting him up. He could do it. But the good thing that I kept on looking at with Nashawn, boss, is that even when he was getting beat, he had one pass where he'd get him with a stub setter, and then he just did a fly. He was beat, but the fact that he caught up and barely missed it, and I'm like, this dude is 6'4" and able to still stay with him. Ayuk hit him with a 3-piece on and he had him twisted and turning, but they still couldn't complete the pass to him because he was so long. He was able to recover quick enough to put his hands out there, and they didn't throw the ball to him. I'm not just saying, ooh, he's sweet, but I like the size, and I like he's wiry, so I think he's more like a basketball player type, so you can work with him. But once again, he's a third-round pick. Where is he playing? Is he playing now? Is he playing in the slot? Is he playing on the outside? Where is he playing as a third-round pick? That's all I'm saying.
Gunner. We're going to put that boy Gunner, bro. And see, this is – see, we haven't done a show in about a month. And I'm going to tell you, the person that I got my bullseye on now, because you know every now and then I put my bullseye on somebody. Al Harris. I'm sick of that dude. No, I'm sick, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. I'm sick as dog. I ran into Chris Harris last summer, right? Because, you know, he came on the show when I was.
But they all want the tall guys. Dan Quinn want them too.
No, bro.
That's what he want.
No, if you go look at Atlanta, how he drafted, man, them boys weren't big corners, bro. No, they wasn't. True Font, what, 6 foot? 5'11"?
No, True Font wasn't no 6. I thought True Font was a little taller than that.
He might be 6 foot if he's 6 foot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, and this is my issue.
But was he the defensive coordinator there, though?
He
was a head coach at Atlanta. When he was in.
Say so, bro.
True, but when.
This is my point.
Okay.
For all these, we got long guys and all of this. We got long guys last year. And guess who played the short guys? Like that.
Right. I mean, Kevin Joseph, 5'11".
Yeah.
He's not 6'1". He's 5'11".
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm
saying.
If
you ask me, boss.
Look, they had Chris Westry. They had Kennedy. All them people that came in, the 6'1" guys, got beat out by the short guys. So why do they keep acting like they went and got he was on your show, Worley, 6'1". All the 6'1" guys was getting toasted.
Yeah.
So it's like, goddamn, like, why do y'all always act like the key to playing is height? No, it's not.
They don't, but see, you know what, dog? Well, you know, you play corner, I play corner, obviously play at a higher level than I did, but at the end of the day, to me, optimally, in my opinion, the perfect cornerback type would be a 5'11" guy.
Yep.
About 200 pounds, long arms, athletic.
Long arms.
You're perfect. You're perfect. If you're 5'11", got some long arms, and you're solid, quick, like about a good 200 pounds, and you're fast, quick, you're going to be like Darrelle Revis. That's what he was when you the Ty Laws. Those type of guys, they were stocky type corners, but they knew they had long arms. They knew how to play their positions, and they were fast enough. I mean, and that's, to me, the perfect type of corner, not the 6'1s, the 6'2s, or the 6'3s. That's just it's fantasy football now, because they see these tall receivers coming out of 6'4", so they feel like they got to match it. But for real, if you got like a 6'3", 6'4 corner, and you get like a 5'11" guy, maybe even a 6-footer, and he's got long arms and he's got some weight to him, that's going to be an issue for that tall receiver. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah,
because that shorter receiver, that shorter corner can beat him to the spot. He's going to be able to transition quicker,
lower center of gravity, and then historically, you don't really just kind of see a whole bunch of tall corners making plays. Because if that was the thing, you should see it all around the league. If there was some real advantage from being a tall corner, then you would see it all around the league. This is some Al Harris philosophy that he's stuck on, and he's forcing it to the point you reached in this pick. And I don't give a damn. That's what happened. Because
they did reach in this pick because
and it's
who's
because
he starting over?
He's too dogmatic about his philosophy. It didn't work last year. You gonna do it again? Like, we saw all those tall guys not work out. Oh, but we gonna do the same. Chris Harris walked right over to me and said, "Bro, they didn't want me." I said, "Nah, I thought he was playing." I said, "You playing?" He said, "No. They told me straight up, we don't want no corner under 6'1". To Chris Harris.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, to
that's
Chris
wild.
Harris.
Yeah, that's wild because there's a lot of the best cornerbacks are under around 6 foot.
Yeah. So because you asked me, like you said, what do you think about that pick? That's what I think. I think they reached, and I think they reached because of Al. I think Al, and you could tell how they acquired, because Skywalker, remember, he did that graphic where he showed all those corners that came in, and all of them was over 6'1", right? So he went into it again, and my thing is this, Al. If you such a coach, you had all them guys last year. Why didn't we see your work then? Why was Savion Smith able to start over Chris Westry? Because Chris Westry had 4.3 speed, was 6'4". He was everything and more than this guy that you just drafted. And now he's gone. I don't know. So that's what I think. I think we reached, and I'm sick of him. I'm actually at this point, if these corners don't go out there and ball, and if you went out there and you reached for Nate and you did all of this and they don't even hit the field, I want Witt to move Al on out of here. Because we don't have time to be passing up talent like Chris Harris, because we got to have a height.
Chris Harris, how much did he sign for, though? Yeah, that's another thing, too.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the price.
Because you know damn well they wasn't getting no damn Chris Harris.
True, I'm with you on that, because the budget.
They wasn't even going, the budget wasn't going to save no damn Chris Harris. You know that.
Well, I ain't fighting you on that, especially with how Steven is in free agency. But the fact that you even tell the man we not interested in you because of height. They didn't say money, though, bro. He went right over to me and said they didn't want to talk to me over height. Chris Harris, bro. And then Chris Harris, when I watched this film, Chris Harris had the toughest assignments every week. He was assigned to the number one receiver every week. And I
mean, like I said, dog, I don't disagree with you. And that's, like I said, that's where, because when we talked about the third round, when we talked about people being reached, you know, nobody's. I don't think you know, Nashawn, maybe I don't think he's a bad player, but for where they drafting him, those guys have to get on the field early to me. Yeah, because those are the meat and potatoes of your draft. You got Parsons, you got Joseph, you got those third rounders that were in the top 100. So you thinking Osa gonna? I think Osa gonna get on that field. Osa gonna get on that field early. I think he gonna get on that field early, and that's what you want. He's a third round pick, and I want to see him on that field, and I think he is. But when I look at Nashawn Wright, I'm asking myself: you drafted him in the third round. You already got Diggs manning one spot. You're hoping Kelvin Joseph is the guy because you drafted him in the second round. Cheeto came in starting, so I need to see him probably starting. Diggs came in as a second round starting. So I don't know why Joseph wouldn't be able either. You feel me? Yeah. And then when we're talking about the slot, that's going to be a Jordan Lewis or that's going to be Anthony Brown, right? Most likely. They sign contracts. So where is Nashawn Wright coming on the field? That's what we're talking about when you're saying you were reached in that pick when you could have got somebody else, and then you could have got a Nahshon Wright like in the later 5th round or the 6th round or maybe even 7th round. It could have happened. You feel me? So if that happened, now you not tripping off of Nahshon Wright, right? You get what I'm saying, boss? Yeah. You ain't tripping off Nahshon because he's 6th round and you ain't tripping off him. If he get on the field, you feeling good. If he don't, he's 6th round, you ain't tripping.
Right.
3rd round, you want to see him. Where you playing? Chauncey, where you playing early? Where you playing?
Right. Right. And one of the things that they kept saying is that because of COVID, the scouts couldn't come together. And they were saying that it was a lot more independent analysis. That's why, to me, this was one of the biggest reach drafts that I've ever seen, bro. Ever. And you could tell the scouts wasn't around each other because people, you could tell every organization had totally different boards. You could tell because it was stuff like, let me see if I can find one real quick. I'm going to show you, and I know we going to talk about this one. Check this one. Like, oh, no, I already erased it. Yeah, I went through the Giants pick. I was looking at the Giants, and I looked at all of our division. I looked at all the picks that, man, even though we kind of moaning and complaining, when I look at us compared to the division, we still
no. Dallas had a good draft.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, we could.
I was little, and I was just the only rounds, like I said, that I was looking at was those 2 players. Those only That's 2 players. I was like, you could have got those guys later, but I still wasn't saying those were bad players. I just said you could have got them later. That's all I said as far as that. When I look at the other picks, matter of fact, I know people are mad about the Josh Ball pick from Marshall, about what happened off field, but I got a kid of mine named Brandon Burks. He's playing for Tiffin. Shout out to a running back that got picked up by Tiffin over there. He's my guy. He played with Josh Ball in junior college. He said he's a really good player. He said he's a really, really good player. He said they got to steal. Like, I'm gonna ask him more about the off field, the personality, so I can get that in-depth stuff. But he said, man, that's a steal. Like, he's a good player. So you look across the board, even in the free agency, the rookie free agency. I mean, TJ Vasher, a lot of people are liking him. I don't know if he sees the field, but 6'6", that's red zone for real, for real. You can sneak him on the practice squad and maybe develop later. And I do like the Kevin Hines kid from Texas A&M. I feel like he's a athletic linebacker. He's a who's who. He's not a physical guy at all, but he's very good in coverage. And obviously they like those types. So get him in the weight room, get him stronger, and let's see what he can do, because he only had 2 really full years of college. So you got a lot of young guys that are not just young in age, but they're young on the field, boss. So there's going to be some growing pains, in my opinion. Kevin Joseph, he was suspended, right? And then he transferred and went somewhere else. So he missed a year, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of young guys on the field. So they're going to be growing pains. But if we see that talent that we think that's already there, I'm cool with the growing pains. If I see that talent, like even with Diggs, there were growing pains.
Yeah,
he was catching some L's, but you were looking like, but he's gonna be good. You were looking like, hey, I like that though. Yeah, he might got that on Diggs, but what? He gonna get after you. You felt that. Gallimore, you were like, okay, he struggled right there, but look, next game getting better. That Steelers game, you feel me?
Yeah.
I'm liking that, and if we can see that about all these guys, and then definitely we can see Bradley and I get on that field this year. I'm really hoping he gets on that field this year. And then also Reggie Robinson. Let's talk about him right quick, dog, because he's going back to corner. What's the thoughts on Reggie Robinson? Because he came at corner, they put him at safety. Now he's back at corner. That's a player we ain't even talked about. He's in the mix now. Where is he in the mix?
And see, I can't even really say because I didn't see him play. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
So it's one of those things that COVID.
You go out.
See, Donovan Wilson helped himself in preseason, right? So when the Dallas Cowboys had the foolery of saying that Thompson was the starter, it was the preseason play of Thompson that kept his name out there. See, Reggie Robinson didn't have anybody able to lobby for him because we never saw him. We see him in college, but talk get cheap once you hit the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to guess, man. I want to see him play. I do. I can't lobby for him until we go out to training camp until I see him in one-on-ones, where I see him on the field, where I see him bang, and I see him, play. So I can speak in general and say this about Reggie, man. I'm frustrated as hell with the Dallas Cowboys because, once again, because they don't take safety serious, they do a bunch of switcheroos. Corner to safety, safety to corner, corner to safety, safety to corner. You did make me feel a lot better about Israel. But before that, before you told me what you told me today, I was thinking, here we go, the same shit, bro.
That was my first thought when they drafted him and they said they're moving him to safety. I was instantly frustrated. That's why I had to go way back and check and see, had he played any kind of safety in his life ever? And when I found out that was his position, that's what he played, I'm like, okay, they converted him to corner at South Carolina. And also, if you watch the games that he played in, he was switching back and forth in games. He would play corner first quarter, maybe second quarter, but they would look at matchups and they would drop him right in the safety position and swipe out and put another corner in. So they were letting him play corner and safety. He was flexing during games. So you got to like that little bit of versatility. You got to like that versatility about him. And like I said, he's a full 6'4". He's a big guy. And I don't think he's like I don't think he's a bad athlete. What happened?
You said he's 6'4"?
No. Reggie is 6'2". I'm talking about Izzy.
Oh, okay. My fault.
No, but hey, even when I watched Reggie at Tulsa, I mean, one thing I really liked about him, he was ultra aggressive. Like he gets up in you, like he's that guy that wants to get all up in your face. I really like that. He has some pretty good makeup speed. You could see that he was green. He needed some work, but maybe this year, be able to sit and now be able to come in. He got that year of an NFL under his belt, the weight room, all the good food, eating all that good stuff. So I'm really interested to see now we know he's back at corner, boss. Now I'm really interested to see what can happen because that can only help the Cowboys. You feel me, big dog?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's another guy that we got who's young on a cheap contract that if he does shine, you want him to shine because that only makes the Cowboys better.
It make the Cowboys look bad, though, bro. It make us look bad. We look so indecisive. Because remember when before they moved him to corner, and then they start publicly debating about it. It just.
But that was Will McClay, though. Will McClay was the one that did that. He was the one that said, "This is my pet cat. This is the guy that I want to." That was Will McClay that did all that, though.
He doing the switching? You think he doing the switching?
He's the one that was all on the Reggie Robinson train.
He did. He called him his pet cat. You right. And Will McClay usually right on his pet cats. Like so far, all his pet cats been pretty good players.
So you know what I'm saying? So he said he's seen something in him. So that's what I'm like. That's why I want to see him get on his field. And I'm glad that they, if he's not comfortable in that, and they said, they appreciate his effort, he was like, I'll do whatever, but let him go back to corner and let somebody be successful with that, man.
Yeah, and then because see this year, safety is my new concern. Last year, me and you was right. We was beating the drum for linebacker, and we was by ourselves on that.
Yeah, for a long time, nobody wanted to say, "Oh, we good at linebacker. We good at linebacker. We got LV and Jalen Smith. Yeah. We good." I was like, "No, we're not. We're not good.
No, we're not." We said it. If people was following Big Game James and Boss when we was doing them shows, we was doing it just like we doing it right. We was saying literally
2 years straight. We had people looking at us crazy. We weren't talking about we need linebackers.
Why y'all linebacker? And it was obvious. It's like LV is made of glass. We was saying that last year. Gifford and Sean Lee. We kept saying it. Glass. We said it every show. Glass, and glass. So they finally
three glass guys.
That's what safety is this year. So when people like, shut up, boss, shut up. I'm like, all right. This time next year.
Well, let's just hope. I'm just hoping and praying. Izzy. Come on, Izzy.
We hoping
come on,
Izzy, bro.
Come on. That's the only thing we got, dog. I mean, but that's the only thing we got right now because you got DeMonte Casey. What you hoping him, right? You hoping
Kinda.
because you seen him do stuff. He's got interceptions.
Hell yeah, and he flies.
So
the ball.
he'll fly to the ball. So I don't feel bad about it. Like you said, he's light, but he's a free. So you can get away with that. So I don't feel bad as long as he stays healthy. And if like I said, if DeMonte can come out there and hold that down and show that range and show he's back healthy, let that Izzy kid grow, man. And like I said, I don't feel bad about it now because he played it. That was his position. So let's see what he can do, man. Right. Let's see what he can do, because if he can turn up, dog, 6'4", and he can turn up, that's an added addition to us, man. And a 6'4" can play the free, bro.
See, I ain't buying it though. See,
I feel you.
See, Tyrone Church, he said,
what'd he say?
No, just slide Donovan Wilson over. I agree.
Well, no, don't do that, because according to everybody in the world, Donovan Wilson can't play free safety.
Right.
According to everybody in the world, that's what I hear everybody say, Donovan Wilson. But like we just talked about, I told you this. How many years I've been telling you this, boss? I said this about a year and a half since Donovan Wilson been in the league. Actually, I sent that to you just to let you know.
Did. Big Game James gave this to me, y'all.
Yeah, I sent this to boss right here, and I keep going back to this, and I'm just like, okay, well, if he can't play free safety, why he got 379 snaps free safety and 220 in the box? If he can't play free safety, and he did get a couple interceptions last year, didn't he?
Yep.
He got a couple interceptions last year playing the ball.
Yep.
Okay. And we saw his rookie year. I know it was preseason, but he did get 3 of them.
Yep. And most of them came from the free.
That was from the free safety spot, and if you watch him, he was breaking on the ball, watching the quarterback's eyes.
Yeah.
So, and he wasn't close to him. He had to break on the ball, and he had to show his range to get the pass. Go back to the Hall of Fame. I mean, go back to those preseason games. He had to show range.
Yep.
Okay. And 2 of those for sure.
Yep.
So my thing is, everybody saying he can't play free. I don't know about all that, dog. And let's keep it real. It's not like Donovan Wilson is the biggest dude in the world. Like, he might be 200 or 210, but he's a small 210.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like he's not. I keep on talking about this with Keanu Neal.
Yeah.
They're different. That's a strong safety. If you put him as, that's a strong safety. No hate on Wilson. He'll light you up. He'll lay the wood on you. Yeah, but he might get broke up too. Because you can be reckless, but you might get broke up too because your body just can't handle that.
See, you know, it's.
But here's my thing. I just want to ask people in the chat.
Yes.
When people say he ain't no free safety, he's a strong. Tell me why he's a strong safety.
They can't.
I want y'all to tell me why he's a strong safety. What makes him a strong safety?
Ooh, it's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be quiet on that one. See, because I would, and I know what they gonna say. It was because he made some splash plays in strong last year, right? But it's a major misconception though, bro. And I'm so glad. And listen, Big Game James, even though he just sent that to me, he been saying this for the last 4 months, bro.
I've been saying it longer than that.
Yeah, he been saying this for a long time, bro. That's why they couldn't, like, everybody kept getting that Cox debate wrong, because they kept thinking every time I said Cox could play the strong safety, they thinking, oh, what you gonna do with Donovan? Shit, what he been doing? He can play some damn free. You know what I mean? What he been doing?
That can be interchangeable, because, like you said, he played it like he was like a strong, but he still, even in Texas A&M, he had 1 year. I believe he was playing majority of the strong safety, but he still had 5 interceptions that year.
Right.
And 2 of them were breaking on the ball. They weren't like right to him in his chest. He just caught the ball. He actually had to see it and run and break on that ball. So, so that's where I was just like, why do people keep on saying he ain't got range? He may not have that extraordinary range, but he got some range. He does have some range.
He got range.
I mean, he's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker.
He's a playmaker.
I'm just gonna repeat everything you said, bro, because I don't gotta say nothing. Yeah, man. It's major misconceptions on Donovan Wilson, bro. Major.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, man. Like,
yeah, it's major misconceptions.
He's a playmaker. Like, he can definitely go get interceptions. We saw his playmaking ability on the field. So for me to sit there and say he doesn't have any kind of range, he's strictly a box strong safety, that to me is just not true.
Yeah. And Tyrone like said thank you. Just FYI, he said thank you again. You know what I'm saying? So just because we see your point, bro. But we need Tyrone. This is what we need, bro. We need people like you and everybody else that's listening to Big Game James in this show, this new show, The Final Word, to actually become the final word on this, bro. I mean this, because there's too many people out there that keep hating on the Cox, the safety idea, because they under a misconception that Donovan only plays strong. And so it makes them closed-minded. It makes them like, I don't even want to consider it. And then, like we were saying earlier, like the first responsibility of a linebacker is to first tackle, not cover. Everybody keeps saying, we need a guy that can cover at linebacker. Can somebody please tell me what game we lost because of coverage from linebacker? Can you tell me one?
I know it was that getting missed tackles and getting fooled, and because he gonna have to stick his nose up in there, because if they're gonna be running him a lot, it's gonna be interesting, boss. It's gonna be an interesting training camp. You know, they say iron sharpens iron. Competition brings out the best in you. So I want because I'm not writing off LVE. I know he's injured. That's the only thing I'm always look at him. But let's not say he don't have no talent. But them injuries, that neck is something that I'm always going to worry about. And we talked about it, boss. We talked about it before he got hurt in 2020, man. We say he was probably going to get hurt. We say he was going to get hurt. And he got hurt the first damn game.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know, I wish he could stay healthy, because LVE does have talent. And I'd like to see him next to Parsons or Cox. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how this goes with Jalen. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm not hating on him, but I'm going to just be honest with you, boss. I just feel like Jalen physically, even though let me give props to Jalen, number one, because he's a warrior, dog. He ain't missed a game since that devastating injury where he was never going to play. I can't never hate on nobody that you was never to play, and you ain't missed a game. You've been there every game but he's got over snaps. You get what I'm saying? When you look at him, he's got over snaps. And I just don't feel that leg is it's not right. I don't care. It's not. When you watch him in games, it's not. He still favors it. He drags it still. He does it. Watch the tape. He does. So if you're playing 900 something snaps or 98% of the snaps, dog, you ain't coming off the field. They're gonna come after you when they find your weaknesses, and we saw the weaknesses. So that's why they addressed it finally, and now maybe Jalen can be better because you got a Micah Parsons or a Cox or somebody, maybe. But let's see how it all plays out, because at the end of the day, you got 4 athletic backers now instead of having just 2.
You
right?
Got to take this question, bro.
What's that?
Tyrone Church.
I know, right?
You see that?
Ooh. I mean, it's real.
It's real.
Because they said he is strictly
because some people
because they said he is strictly playing linebacker.
Let me read this question, because some people hearing impaired. I want to make sure they understand. Tyrone Church says, serious question. What are you doing with Canu Neal? Go ahead, Big.
I don't know. I don't know, because you know that the majority of these offenses and the way they run these defenses, they're playing a lot of majority of nickel defenses, 2 linebackers, 4 down linemen. You're rarely seeing 3 linebackers, and we know the Sam is going to play the least snaps, so you're going to have Mike in the wheel. So if Keanu Neal you brought over for free agency and he's one of your guys, and you got Micah Parsons there, Jalen Smith, LVE, Cox. I mean, who playing where now? Because you really only going to be running them 2 backers. And Keanu Neal, I mean, did he really play linebacker last year? I know they converted him, but I don't know.
I think Jackie hit it.
I don't know.
Safety. I think he gonna be playing.
I think he gonna be safety too. Be sliding his butt right back and strong.
Right. So everything. So, and that's
It'd
why.
Be funny. Wouldn't it be funny as hell to add his ass as strong than you saw Donovan Wilson playing free?
Bro, I wouldn't laugh. I'm gonna be like,
I wouldn't laugh either.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna go on Twitter. I'm gonna say everybody needs to
apologize.
Will we be mad? Apologize right now, damn it. Would I be mad?
And
no.
if he turned up, was getting
no.
interception.
No, dude. Like what I'm gonna say is, y'all need to follow Big Game James Boss Cowboy Sports because we've been telling y'all that. We've been telling y'all that this, like, it's not many people that been saying that Donovan Wilson is versatile, but me and you, very few, bruh. And most people under the misconception that he's just a strong.
Yeah, I mean he's versatile. That the numbers prove it, and they were doing that before. Like I said, he never looked like a full strong safety to me. Number one, his body type doesn't say strong safety at all. His body type says free safety.
Yes, yes.
And then when I see him play, I'm like, the way he moves, I'm like, he can play free safety. When you watch him, dog, he especially look. When we watched that damn game when he turned up against Philadelphia with Carson Wentz and all that shit, dog, you was like, damn, like I was seeing him running all over the field, playmaking. Yeah, man, let's not just say he's a box guy. Let's just not throw him in the box and close and say he's a strong safety.
Right.
Let's say he's a little versatile, and let's say we can mix match him, man.
And I would say the same thing with Neal and Cox.
Here's my thing. I'm not against it, but this is the only thing I'm saying. I'm not against it because we've already talked about the tackling issue.
Right.
You'd be better at a free safety because then you don't got to worry about all that stuff.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you one other thing that I'm not trying to just jump on it, but go look at his interview, listen to his interview. I go back to their interviews, dog. I go back to their interviews at North Dakota State. I go back to their interviews in high school because it tells you things, man. That's why you should be. That's what scouting is.
Yeah,
that's what scouting is. You go back and you check it all out. So he was talking about playing on that back end in a few interviews. When they brought him on for the draft show with Kavanaugh and Dave Hellman and all them, they were asking him, what do you think you can really offer the team and this, that? You know the first thing he said? He said, man, I feel like I'm versatile. I can do it all. I can play on the back end. That's the first thing he said, dog. He didn't say I'm playing linebacker.
Ooh.
He said, listen to the tape. Go watch my video of him. That's what I will. That's the first thing he says. He says they asked him, and he said the first thing he says, I can play on the back end, linebacker. He said if they want me to play on the line, I can do that too. That's when he's just talking about I'll do whatever. But the first thing came out of his mouth was he said I can play on that back end, and he said it easily. That's all. I'm not trying to throw anything out there to controversy like that. No, I'm just telling you what the man said.
It's not even controversy, bro. Like some people.
I'll just tell you what the man said. The man said it.
If it happened, I'm gonna demand some apologies. I'm gonna demand it. I'll be like, because my name got shitted on over this, and only thing I was trying to do was help the Cowboys. That's it. I was just thinking outside the box on ways to get your best players on the field. And you did me bad too, man. You hit me with the plane. I'm still hurt. Bro. I
mean, the reason why I'm saying it because I don't think the Cowboys are going to do it.
No,
it's not a. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. But I don't.
What are they gonna do? Right?
They're not gonna do it.
Not feelings though, bro. Like I'm over here.
But because that was a fantasy. It is a fantasy because they're looking like,
bro. It's
they're
like you
over
don't
there
even care about it. Like you
no, I don't care. But no,
like
I'm saying
it's
no.
like you don't even care about your boy boss feelings,
no,
bro. Like man, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that, because you know damn well they gonna be. They love when they seen linebacker and they seen coverage. They did backflips.
Right.
You know they did. True. They did backflips because they're like, oh, we got a linebacker that can cover.
Right.
What are we suffering last year? Linebackers couldn't cover. That's why, dog. That's why they're gonna keep him there.
But we don't even have a coverage issue at linebacker. I'm trying to get somebody
Don't
to
do
tell
that. We
me.
had coverage. Dallas had coverage issues at linebacker last year. Don't do that.
What game did we lose because of linebacker coverage?
We was getting killed in that Washington game. Did you see what Logan Thomas was doing to us? And he's a converted quarterback. Go watch that game.
I'll go watch it.
Go watch it. Logan Thomas was killing us.
Because at least
and he's a converted quarterback.
At least you answered
and he
question.
Was killing LVE. He was killing Jalen Smith. I can throw out some other games. I just got to remember. That's the main one popped out of my head.
I remember one. I ain't gonna say kill, but I can say where Jalen lost. Game 1, Rams.
Rams was killing them.
I ain't gonna say killing him, but he lost for sure.
But here, this is where you can. This is the problem with Jalen in coverage. Okay, when that tight end comes off, if he does a straight pattern, Jalen's got him.
Oh yeah, he good.
Jay can stay with that straight line speed, and he can be right there. But it's when that joker does that stop and turn or cut in. That's where Jalen cannot turn and transition, and he's going to lose that battle every time. If they match him up with a running back, which they love to do, or a tight end, and they do any kind of change of direction, that's where he's going to struggle.
Right. But I still don't see it as the major liability. Like, I don't feel like, we just had to get us a covering linebacker because our linebackers was just getting killed. It
helps, boss. You know it.
No.
It helps.
I'm not saying it don't help because I do like the piece. I like him as a chess piece. Real quick, let me show you where.
And we know this is a passing league now. You got to have guys that can cover, man.
I'm going to show you. Like, right.
Huh?
Oh, damn. Hold on. Let me see. Here it is. Yep, I got it.
What's up, Miss Charles?
I'm going to pull up some film, bro. Hold on real quick.
I got a gift for you. I'm going to send it to you tomorrow.
Let me start this over. Y'all give me a second.
Oh, he got the all-22. Okay,
man, got Tony bars, man. On demand. Let's go. Beat me.
Man. Let's look at him.
So real quick, I'm going to pause it because we're not breaking down players. I'm going to pause it. What we're looking at is the package, right? So the first thing that all of us always got to do is see what of our defense countering from what the offense came out there. So what you see real clear is 2 tight ends, and that's called 12. The first number is always referring to the running back. So it's 1 running back, 2 tight ends. What did we counter that with? Nickel, to Big Game James' point. So, which is saying, because actually that's very ass backwards. Because usually when you come out with a 12, you counter that with a base of a 4-3.
Right, because exactly.
Right. So
because that's more going to show more of a run style type play.
Thank you. Right. So when they come out in 12, matchup wise, that gives leverage against the defense because that tight end can likely block that nickel, which is really playing like a linebacker.
A linebacker.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said we're looking at the tape, not just to look at the tape. We're looking at the personnel, to Big Game James' point. So what Big Game James is saying, if you look right behind D-Law, that is Anthony Brown. All right? So what Big Game James is saying is that's the ideal place for this type of package where you'll swap out Brown and you'll go with Cox. And you go see they walked our ass. This is the first series. They walked us right downfield because we got a nickel going against 12. That's not the right personnel generally for a 12. That also meant that we feared their catching ability of their tight ends. To counter 12 with a nickel mean we didn't trust our linebackers to cover. So it's some points that Big Game James is saying. I'm not knocking it. It's very solid what he's saying, and you can see this from football. Here we go again. They out there again. This is 11. So this is 11. This is where in 11, you want to counter that with a nickel. But most of the time when they come out there, they're coming out there.
They just getting straight washed. And see when you see when he gets beat, he can't recover.
Yeah,
Jalen, like if he gets pushed out the play, he can't recover with that leg. Just watch his leg. Like if he gets pushed out the way and he's got to run after them, he can't do it. He just gives up, and it's not his fault. But I'm telling you, that leg. Just watch it. When he keeps playing more and more plays, it seems to drag more and more. I watch it. I look at that leg. I ain't trying to just make believe, but it affects the game, and I think teams look at it too.
Yeah.
You think teams don't look at it? Dog, come on, man. Boss, we played, coached, all that good stuff.
Right.
You see a player out there is tired or he got a little injury or he limping or something. What are you doing? You're exploiting them after that.
Right.
Every play.
Right. Right. And so, I want to show that film on that because Big Game got a good point. Cox is a good piece. He's a great chess piece for a situation like where you going.
Because he's a good counter move. Yes, he's the chess piece.
He's a good chess piece. He really is.
He's the chess piece. If we bump in nickel, like you said, don't you feel better if you have a guy, if you can take a Jalen off and you can put a guy who can really cover and you don't worry about him. You like, because even when Jalen's in there, now you put a Cox in there, you ain't worried about it, especially when he gets more experience, because you like, he could cover receivers, he can cover slot guys, he can cover tight ends, he can cover everybody. Yeah. So now you can get more fluctual with your defense. Now you can get more creative with your defense when guys like that can do multiple things for you, especially if it's at a backer spot. Now, boss, now maybe you can attack the line of scrimmage more because you're not worried because our guys can cover in that back end.
See, and I'm with you on that. This is the only kind of counter I have to that. When we watched the first series, I wish I knew we was gonna kind of get deep into X and O's. The issue is most of these plays didn't really require that nickel to cover. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now they ran them out right there on the bootleg, but they did a lot of misdirection, right? That's what the Rams.
That's what always killed. That's what killed us all year. Misdirection.
Misdirection, right? And so here we go. We see Anthony Brown. He getting blocked. You know what I'm saying? So if I was imagining Cox out here, it's not really too many places where you go see he was required to cover. You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying his first responsibility is always gonna be to stop the run. You know, so. But it's one of those things to where I still, given the right circumstance, like Cox as a chess piece. I really do. I love it. You know what I mean? Is he gonna hit the field? That's my question. Is he gonna
he's gonna hit the field. They're gonna force him to hit the field.
This year.
He's hitting the field this year. They're going to push him on that field. They're going to push him on that field, dog.
At linebacker,
they're going to push that issue. They're going to push it, dog. I mean, because they need to find out things. Because this is LVE's contract year. Okay. They need to find out things. So, you know what I mean? They're going to force him.
Unless it's some injuries, I don't think he go play. I think he should get before Cox.
Yeah, hell yeah. But I'm just saying they're going to try to get him on that field as much as possible. If he shows any kind of anything, he's getting on that field. He shows any kind of anything in preseason or anything, yes, they're going to drink that Kool-Aid and try to get him on that field some kind of way. But guess what, boss? Maybe, just maybe, if they got a Neal at linebacker, maybe you might see him in a sub package and a safety. And then guess what? If he does one thing at safety and does anything, then because it only takes one play. It only takes a few plays and they'll switch your ass and have you go right there. We remember Brian Urlacher was a safety in college and he switched his ass to linebacker and he was pretty good.
Right.
So it can happen. It can reverse. So like I said, I ain't hating on the idea. I just don't think the Cowboys are going to do it because they're so pressed at putting a linebacker with coverage. I think they're so pressed with that. Yeah. But if other players step up, here's the thing is, You tend to change things when you got other players doing other things, right, boss? True. So if we got a Keon O'Neal balling out or, those other guys stepping up, maybe I'm getting a little creative. You know how it is. I mean, I know how it is. If my team is playing really good and I got everybody playing, let me see how you look playing right here, right now. I just want to see.
Right.
You feel me? That's what you're supposed to do as a defensive or offensive. Just go over there. I just want to see something. Just go over there. You feel me? Coach be like, I ain't keeping you there. Just go over there. I'm going a couple plays. I just want to look at something quick.
And this is the time to do it. You want to do it during like the learning phases, the install phases, right? You don't want to do it when the season starts. You want to do it when it's low pressure. You kind of getting them in slow.
Preseason,
bruh. Like, because this is
let them go wild in preseason for real.
Thank you. See,
let them go wild in preseason.
The idea serious. That's what I want. I want people to take the idea serious. I don't want people to treat it like it's bullshit. Because I think it's exactly what you said, bro.
But you know what it is. A lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying, but if a lot of people up top are pushing it, then everybody kind of gonna follow it. You get what I'm saying? So
that's right.
You know what I mean? So that's just kind of what that is. It's the politics of it. But like I said, we'll see. I'm definitely open to the idea of it, but we'll just see how kind of Dallas goes. If he can play it, that's a great thing because you get interchangeable with so many pieces now because you still got the J-Ron kid, you still got Donovan, you got KZ, you got Izzy back there. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. I want to see the competition. That's the main thing. And last thing, we need to get Bradley and Nye on that field this year, dog. Like, I need to really see Bradley and Nye this year. I need to see what he can offer, and we need to see what he can do. He needs to play.
Hell yeah, bro.
He needs to play, dog.
Special
like,
K got a solid question, bro.
Go ahead.
No, but I want you to continue on that Anato. But I'm gonna leave your stuff up, Special K, because I like your question. But go ahead with you saying on Anato, bro.
This man, because when he came out, I can understand why he dropped, the athletic abilities, not the supreme athlete at the time. But, dog, he was just a relentless player.
Yes.
Just relentless in his pass rush moves. I kept looking at his pass rush moves. I'm like, dog, they don't have – a lot of these guys coming out of college don't be having what he has. And he was a guy that was listening and loving D-Law. And one thing I would definitely give D-Law is he is great with his hand fighting. I mean, I think he's almost second to none as far as getting off that line of scrimmage with his hand fighting. That's, I think, how he gets most of his sacks. So he's so damn good with them hands. So I seen Bradley and Nye jumping on Law. I mean, D-Law, like he was one to learn. So if they actually got in the lab and they were doing work, and I'm thinking year 2 is going to be even better for him having knowledge. If he can come off that edge, bro, at that Leo position, we still got Terrell Basham, but if he can come off that edge, dog, just play him at the Leo, man. He loved having that Leo position at Seattle. You got that guy just coming off that edge. They overstressing that strong side of the line of scrimmage, coming off the edge and just attacking you. Put him in that position, man, and let him just cook. You ain't got to put him in, have him covered. No, just have him rush the passer.
What's up, BJ? I see my boy BJ Dixon. You ain't lying. He talking about follow the money. Don't come in here talking like that, BJ. Don't even do it. We ain't gonna let you do it today. Telling the truth. You gotta go tell lies, man, because I don't want to hear the truth today right now. But I like what Special K talked about. He said, what if Jalen and LV play well because of the D-line plays better? What do we do? Well, I answer part of it. Somebody go, and it's likely gonna be Neil. Okay, if they play real big, Neil is go get swapped for a comp pick, and they go then start using Cox as the replacement, which was the idea anyway. You know what I mean? And that's it, man. And I'm betting Special K. The only bet that I don't feel you on is the LVE, because I think he's made of glass. And I think all the concerns when he was drafted was true. It was people that took him off the board, bro. And Dallas was high on them, and they got him, and they suffering the consequences of ignoring the medical. And that's why I think, because of LVE big, I think that's why.
I mean, are they suffering too? Issues. If you're talking about LVE with the medical, Jalen had a medical.
He did, but you already kind of killed your own point when you talked about how durable it is after.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he did have an issue, you know what I'm saying, with that medical and nerve issues that just end up working out for him. But not really working out, because you're right, he's still kind of dragging that leg. You're right.
He is.
He
drags it.
He does. I saw it at practice about 2 years ago. I was like, damn, man.
I saw it go to the Arizona game when they played Arizona. They did I think DeAndre Hopkins got a quick pass up the middle, and Jalen cut in front of him, and he just skirted past him. And you could just see Jalen, he was laboring on that leg, like he was dragging it, like he couldn't even run. He just gave up on the play. And I'm telling you, after playing so much, and he's great going straight forward, up and back, straight forward. He'll come down like a mother sucker downhill. But as soon as you got to cut and do all that, and think about it, if you're playing all game, come on, boss, we know it. You've been on the field all damn game, all them damn snaps, and you're not that physical guy like you were before. You're good, but you're not that guy anymore. That leg gonna start doing it, dog. It is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, bro. And then Tyrone say he think LV gone regardless. I'm kind of like Big Game James. I don't want to fire cats before they're fired.
I'm hoping he stay healthy, but I just don't see it.
The chances is likely he won't, but at the same time, because
and if he get any kind of hurt, he done, boss.
He done. Yeah, he is. Any kind of hurt. You're right. He got to get through the whole season.
He got to play the whole season.
Whole season, bro.
If he missed 1 or 2 or 3 games of injury, he done. It's over.
Yeah, it's with Mike Parsons bringing down your neck. You're gone.
It's over. He can't be hurt at no time.
None.
Or you won't be playing in Dallas.
Or
if you do, it'll be super cheap.
But I do want people to be optimistic from this standpoint. Remember, Tank had a back surgery in 2016. You know, and
Tank been injured every year though, big dog.
Right. Yeah, but he's
hurt every year.
But he did explode in 2017.
Contract year.
Yep, and that's what Special K was saying. Exactly what Special
Contract
K was
year.
Saying. Contract.
I ain't hating, but that's why that's another player that people don't want to have that discussion with. Like, wow. I'm not hating. People want to call you dumb, like you don't know this and I don't know that. He's great. Well, I don't believe he is.
Hold on, bro.
I believe he's a very good player, but he's not great. No, he's not.
People so bold as put their nuts out on Jalen. Right.
They be saying D-Law is great. I
said D-Law. Okay.
No, D-Law. I'm saying D-Law. I don't agree with he's a great player. I think he's a very good player. I just don't agree he's a great player because I've seen great players, and great players, if you got double team, great players still make plays. Great players, that's why they're great players. When I hear, he's getting double teamed and he opens the door for everybody else, man, I don't want to hear that, dog. Great players get past all that shit. You can double team and he's still going to make the damn play. Even if the dude getting single team, I'm still going to make the play on the double team because I'm great. You know what I'm saying? And what I seen is 2017 contract year, 14 sacks. Next year, because you want to get that full year deal, 10.5 sacks. Now, since then, no double-digit sack seasons. Why can't be talked about? Like, and now all of a sudden sacks don't matter, but they were mattering when he got 14. They mattered when he got. That's how he got boss. Is that how he got paid?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how he got paid? He got paid by getting 14.5 sacks and 10.5 sacks in 2 years in a row. That's how he got his money. He didn't get his money being a great run defender. Now, he is a great run defender, but that's not why they paid him $19 million a year. They paid him to be a difference maker and to get in that backfield and cause havoc and get sacks. That's why they paid him that money. And he has not been doing that. And when I've seen him play games where he has been dominant, it's against average players. You're an average tackle. You're not that good. You should be killing them. I want to see when he's going against them dogs, is he getting it thin? That's all I'm saying. That's just my opinion. I ain't hating on the man. People think, oh, yeah. No, it's not.
Hey, and see, you tweeted the other day. You said this year D-Law got to get 10 sacks.
Or more. I'm thinking 13. You need 2017.
I counted you. And I said.
You said epic.
Or close. Or he got to kill the run game and you said, nah.
Nope.
And then at the end of the day,
you said or close or epic. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. And
nope. I need 10 in epic.
You know what? I'm not gonna push Big Game on this.
I'm not gonna push him on this. I need 10 in epic.
He's holding him accountable. You know what I mean?
You the main honcho on the team,
right? Yeah. And I was like, cause I like balanced production, but at the same time, you're right. You got paid out sacks. Give us sacks. Give us sacks.
That's what these guys are getting paid off for.
Yeah, you got paid out sacks.
Yeah. You got paid off sacks.
Clowney didn't get paid, and he always.
And you know why?
Stopping the run, he don't get sacks.
But you know what? He ain't getting sacks. That's why he ain't getting paid no more.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. To your point, like I was kind of letting him off the hook. Big was like, "Don't let him off the hook, bro. We need sacks."
No, we need 10 sack season from D-Law this year.
Yeah.
Especially with a new coordinator. You got new guys on the team. It's an influx. You're trying to make your defense great. Don't you think that's a definite? Oh, we definitely should ask that from D-Law. He definitely should be getting us 10 sacks this season because guess what? He's 28, going on 29. How many years does D-Law have in Dallas?
I think Tyrone Church hit it. He hit it. I think he hit this. Check this out, Big. Look at this.
What's up?
You see it?
I mean, I think that's the truth.
That's the truth, bro. It's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think my guy makes a comment. K. Hazy said, we were talking about Zeke. Everybody talking, well, he won the highest paid running backs, but he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. Everybody was getting on Zeke's ass, but D-Law gets a pass.
Yep.
Everybody else on the team, when Amari Cooper don't play good, Amari Cooper getting paid all that money, ain't doing nothing. But how come D-Law be getting the pass from all the top people? That D-Law's still great. How come he always be getting the pass when they signed him for sacks?
Facts, bro. Facts.
Now he getting 5 or 6. Now it's he's so great. He does so many things. He does so many things. So does Aaron Donald, all them. But what do they still get?
Sacks. I ain't fighting that, bro. I'm sorry, I can't fight.
They still get them damn sacks.
I just ain't gonna do that.
Sacks are like a big ass dunk. They changed the game.
Right. I ain't fighting no facts, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't got no favors like that. I like you, D-Law, but yeah, you got to get sacks, buddy.
You got to get them, big dog.
You got to. And COVID, no excuse. You had surgery on your shoulder. It's a year away from your surgery now.
Surgery. So you should be fresh.
You should be fresh.
And you should be a new coordinator that's going to let you play free.
We done went back to the 4-3 for you.
We've been whacked to the 4-3 for him. Yeah. It's going to be so
you better open it up
for him. He got to open it up. Am I not right? The scheme is going to be friendly for him. He's not going to be standing up. He's not going to be doing none of the weird shit. Excuse my language. None of the weird stuff. Yes. So now you are in your position to be great. So this is a year I need the greatness. So what you was in 2017 when Rob Marinelli said, go get it. Go get it. And he went and got it. Well, that's what I need this year. You need to go get it if this defense is supposed to take it to the next level.
Man. Say, do y'all like the new show, man? This is
the new show. I like you made me. Too. You made me. I felt like I talked real professional today. It was because of the show.
You always professional, big dog. You professional.
I'll say I was feeling professional. Like when I was talking, it made me. My words weren't slurring. I was very. They were coming out concrete. That it was just the look of the show just made me snap it up. Like, oh yes, and yeah, boss. And when we're talking about Izzy, 6'4".
Straight up, bro. Listen, cause
for real,
yeah,
I ain't lying.
We buttoned it up, man. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of new stuff coming, man. Like we got, Law coming, the OC coming. Like this is gonna be
it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope, and this is just the surface. We just we put this show together fast. We got a whole lot more stuff coming. You know what I mean? So because
I love it. I love the new feel. I love the new feel. I love it.
Yeah, truly.
And we do posting on pages. Look at you. Look at Boss Cowboys. That's the man.
Hey, man. Big Game James the man. Hey, and I'm
tired. Hey, you the man.
Bro. I'm tired, so I'm finna break this down to final words, man.
Hey, I'm cool with final word.
Yeah, so hold on real quick. Let me. Yeah, I'm tired. I ain't lied to you, bro.
I know. I can tell. I remember.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I remember when I was sitting there and we was fixing the thing before we went live, and you was like, I said, man, well, let's hurry up and get this thing, because he's going to be like, come on, Jay, hurry up, man.
Say, because it's a lot of work that go into this. People have no idea.
Hell yeah.
They just think this stuff just appeared. Like, no, man, Big Game James.
Hey, shout out to the Reaper, what he said. Randy finally has a full damn season. Yes.
Oh, thank God.
And that's what I said before we get off here. No, I already got my final word. I already know my final word.
Hold on, before you get to the final word.
Yep.
Y'all stay for the final word, too.
Yep.
Stay, don't leave. Because every time we leave, we go the final word. And likely, we going to be doing this through the season, too. So we go always in the week. It's the final word.
It's the final word, baby.
It's the final word. Like when everybody done got all their shit out and everybody done talked and everybody, excuse me for cursing, everybody, the final word. It's going to be here. All right. But it's a lot of us that's going to be coming together, man. And I want to say that I do believe, and make sure y'all hit them subscribes and all the stuff that y'all said. Hit it on definitely
like
Big
all
Game
that
James.
good stuff.
You know, everybody that follows Boss Cowboy Sports, y'all now definitely gotta follow Big Game James.
Oh yeah.
And the people that Follow Big Game James. Y'all follow Boss, because we going to be coming together more and more anyway. But Law coming, the OC coming. We got some other people that's coming. We got a potential big guest that might come Wednesday, and it's going to likely be a weekly thing where we going to be landing some of the biggest, hottest, best names, out there. So this is not like something that we just put together. Now, we've been talking about this. It just took a while. It took a while. We had to get through the draft. That was a whole lot of work that he was doing, I was doing. And I promised Big James, I said, we go do this, and we doing it. You know what I mean? It took a long time. I promised you 2 months ago. I said 2 weeks, 2 months ago.
Hey, one thing I learned a little bit of patience, so I wasn't even tripping.
I appreciate
you said you was going to freak it and get it right, and he said, nah, dog, I want to get this right. I want this to be dope for us. Yeah. So I just said, cool, go ahead. I'm chilling. Yeah. Because meantime, we still going to do our damn own show, so it ain't going to matter. Right. You feel me? That's the good thing about it. See, that's the good thing about this is where we could come together and say, well, let's do a different vision, what we want to do with this show. Right. So let's put this on the back burner and let's focus and make some things happen. Meanwhile, guess what? You banging your show. I'm still banging my show. We still doing the damn thing. And guess what? Now we come together and making it happen. And I think that's the biggest thing that I always love about collaborating with real people is that, just like I always say, you can be a dope artist by yourself, one of the best rappers in the game. But if you look up with another dope rapper and y'all, people just want to see that and hear it because they're like, okay, one of y'all is dope, but two of y'all, yeah. So it's always a magical thing when you got somebody else that you can really run with. So I just really love the improvements. I love what you did to it, and I love where it's going to go.
Yeah, we finna kill this, bro. You already know. Because I love the energy of just me and you. I always like rocking on Saturdays. And then this is why I love rocking with Big A. We never had none playing, bro.
No, we do this straight freestyle.
We always freestyle. I don't have to prep for no shows. That's because he got a sharp sword. I love talking to people that really know the Cowboys because you ain't got to prep. You just sit down and content go just come. You know what I mean? So and the fans been also hitting us up about this. Like we did the Waffle House show. Man, we didn't plan for that. Man, we was chilling.
That was we just all went across the street hungry as hell.
That's all that happened. And the show came out of that. And the Law crazy ass.
Let's go live right now.
I'm like, Law, man, we eating. All right, let's go.
He's like, that's what makes it authentic.
And it was fire, you know what I'm saying?
And there it was. I mean, it was dope.
And it was dope. And obviously we go get BJ and all the other heavy hitters, man. We go Saturday finna be lit. You know what I mean? But
and what's even more lit about it is when the season comes, it'll always be the pregame before the pregame.
It's gonna always, and that's how me and Big been rocking. We did the whole year last year. Maybe missed twice, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So this is what y'all gonna be seeing. This is the final word. This is it, and you're gonna see a whole lot more. Now, y'all might see the final word sometimes midweek, so it's kind of final, but not.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got a final word on. I hear people in the chat, and this is my final word on these defensive ends.
All right, let's talk.
My final word is this. I need double-digit sacks from both these guys this year. That's not a crazy request. That is not a crazy request from these defensive ends for the Dallas Cowboys. The two starting. Randy Gregory has a full season. A full season. He has an off season. He doesn't have anything to worry about any longer as far as the off field with Goodell, the marijuana. That was the only thing hindering him, right? He looks healthy. He looks like he's in a clear view. You got a full off season with a coach who's going to let you unleash and let you play to your strengths. We've already seen in little doses last year, he was getting pass rush moves. He wasn't just coming off the edge balls. He was coming with moves now. Yeah. So I need 10 sacks from you, Randy, because you can definitely get it. And I definitely need 10 sacks from D-Law. I like a 12, 13 sack, and I'll take a 9 for Gregory, the low 9. But I'm expecting 10 from both of you guys because y'all can do it. You're coming into a system where he's going to allow y'all to play free. You're going to be the integral pieces on that defensive line. You're the leaders. So be the leaders and show what you can do on that defense. That's my final word. Both those guys need double-digit sacks this season.
My final word is patience. Be patient, everybody. We got youngsters on defense, and just remember that if any of them, even 2 of them, are instant hits, we the luckiest team in the world. Okay? Expect these guys to have to mature. Don't treat them like we treated Dak. Dak is an anomaly. That doesn't happen that often. Zeke is even an anomaly. The way he had instant success. Most rookies are rookies. And they did address it. But my final word is be patient. All right? All right, so I'm finna hit this music, man. Y'all enjoy, man. And we out. Shit. Oh, no, that's the wrong music. My bad. Here it is. I'm tired. I told y'all. Hey,
oh, that's funny.
Bro. I'm delusional.
Oh, that's a good blooper right there. That's a great blooper right there. I love that. I love the beeper. I love the blooper.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that with a straight fumble like this. This is the real exit. Y'all check it out. And we will have a better one next time. And y'all look out. We might have a special guest, man, that's going to, shock y'all. You know what I mean? So we going to be got a lot coming with the final word. All right. Truly the final word. We out.
Real quick, fella. I can't do this.